And the Packers with the best odds of them all, plus 370. It just feels like this is different than last year with the Packers.
It does.
2 years ago, team stunk, made it to the NFC Championship, right? They were stealing wins at the end of games. It made no sense. That was the one where
One ugly all season long.
Aaron threw for 26 touchdowns or 27 touchdowns, only had 2 interceptions or something like that. That was the first game was against the Bears where they won like 9-3.
10-3.
Yeah, 10-3 or whatever. And it was tough because the offense, LaFleur's offense, Aaron and everybody else getting used to it, still had success. But everybody thought, oh, they're stealing wins. They're sneaking into this. Get all the way to the fucking AFC Championship. Get routed by this Niners team that is coming back. Much different Niners team, much different Packers team now. Didn't feel as if that was the team that was supposed to win a Super Bowl. Last year, watching the Packers, we thought, oh, this team's good, this team's good. In the defense, though, a little bit opportunistic. There were some moments in there. They get 3 picks on Tom Brady, have a great game. For whatever reason, somehow lose that game.
Hail Mary 14 seconds before halftime.
You're talking about Scotty Miller.
Yeah. That's kind of
a lot of yards on that play.
Yeah,
he got a lot more.
Yes, he did.
A lot of fucking yards on that play, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Scotty Miller got a lot of yards. I thought potentially maybe that play is what creeped into my mind whenever I thought, oh, playoff football, Scotty Miller, this guy's going to pick up 10, 15 yards. Nobody ever talks about him. We can steal this, put this in the thing, boost the odds of this goddamn parlay to plus 1,000. We'll be smarter than everybody. Who'll be saying parlay holiday treat. And he gets 8 fucking yards. But yeah, this year, it just feels like all systems go. Now, special teams, still think there's a little bit of a question mark, kind of come see, come saw on the special teams. Some days it hits, some days it misses, which I believe is come see, come saw. It's like come see, come saw.
Okay.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Pat, ça va bien. I can't wait to see this Packers team go on this playoff run. Because the special teams is really the only question mark, but in Lambeau, every special team is going to be a question mark because of how windy and cold it's going to be. So even the best punt, Johnny Hecker was unconscious.
Oh, man. Yes, he was.
Had the ball on a string. Steph Curry controlled by Johnny Hecker last night. Honest, he landed one on the sideline, got a fair catch. Obviously, nothing was said on the Manning cast or on the regular thing. It was like, that's a fucking perfect punt by Johnny Hecker right there. Then he gets one down to the 1, pulls it, had 5 punts inside the 20 out of his 5 punts last night. I mean, he was unconscious. But even he, who is punting his absolute best right now, which is a good time. Had a couple games, I think, where maybe he was going through something. I don't know if he would say that publicly, but it felt like it from watching him. There wasn't as much explosion. He's all the way back. In Lambeau, there's going to be bad balls. Like with the wind and the cold, there's always a question mark. And Green Bay is the victim of that. Their special teams unit is a victim of that because every single game you're watching them do that. But they do have to tighten that up. Aside from that, with the defense getting healthy and the offense getting healthy, why not? Why not this year? And Aaron said it's much easier to kind of, make a decision after you win than it is after you lose. Why not the Packers, Ty? Why not the Packers?
Well, and you mentioned the last time, because everyone's saying, that Rodgers is 0-3 against the Niners in the playoffs, but it is a much different team, I think. Devondre Campbell, for what it's worth, is, first team all-pro linebacker, a guy you just pick up off the street, and he's been unbelievable, has really changed their defense. Obviously, Rasul Douglas, and you get those other guys back. So they're obviously going to have to stop the run. But they know that. And Jimmy G, he looked okay, but he's banged up, and I think it's
shoulder sprain.
He's still got a broken thumb, a partially torn UCL. It's going to be 9 degrees at kickoff. I think that does factor into it. So if they can stop the run, I think he might give them 1 or 2. You assume that the offense, with Bakhtiari back, they're going to be able. Yeah, exactly. Turtlenecks on. A.J. Dillon is a load, and you would imagine that the offense is going to be able to. I think it'll be closer than what. It might get up to 6 or 7, but I think it'll be close. But I think the Packers should win. Dan, I saw you gassing up that this year's 49ers team is basically the Packers' kryptonite. Are you just thinking that Jimmy G being banged up doesn't really matter because the 49ers are just going to control the clock and run it down the Packers' throats? Are they dead, or what's going on here?
Yeah, I didn't gas them up. I'm just telling the truth. I like your sweatshirt.
You're gassing them up, dude. You're gassing them up a little bit, dude. You're doing it. You're doing it a little bit.
Looks like I was probably right, though.
Well, we'll find out Monday.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, Saturday night, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we'll find out.
No, I just think, AJ, I'll ask you the defensive guy. If the Packers were to lose a football game why would they? What would be the number one reason that you can point to them? Hey, they lost because of this. Future kind of seeing in the future. What would you say?
What if a team just runs it down their throat and controls the ball and doesn't give it to Aaron?
Right. So we're talking about a team that is one of the best run teams in football in San Francisco. I don't need to come out here and tell you guys. The challenge for Green Bay this week is this, Ty. This is the truth, dude.
Ty, he's talking to you.
I know.
Listen
I
up,
know.
Ty.
I'm excited to hear it.
Listen up.
I'm listening.
This is the challenge.
Tell him, Dan.
Kyle Shanahan has people that don't play positions. So that gives him incredible versatility. And the Packers don't have people to match that up.
Who are those guys, Dane? Who are those guys?
DeBoe.
Well, like Kyle will put Juszczyk on the field with Debo and two of those tight ends. And it becomes like, to defense, that could be 12 personnel. That could be 22 personnel. And again, AJ knows better than anybody, like you match your personnel and to what you anticipate to be formation tendencies. Well, Kyle can put like 22 personnel, what looks to be on the field, and then end up in empty.
Two backs, two tight ends.
So how you're going to match those guys is just a challenge. And I don't think the Packers have that position versatility on defense. So it's just, I don't think anybody's saying that the 49ers are a good matchup for anybody. They're a bad matchup for everyone. But it's just, it's not a good, because what their strength is what the Packers' weakness is.
Well,
that's why, like, it's intriguing.
Yeah, and that's like the Taysom Hill thing. This is why Taysom Hill had like so many problems, because when he was jogging on the field, they didn't know if he was a back, a tight end, or a wide receiver. So matching up personnel groups with him is difficult. Kyle Shanahan has that with three different dudes. That's a very fascinating point, Dan Orlovsky. But let's remember the fucking Packers are on the other side. And they got to come to Lambeau. So, you know,
That's right.
Hey, they got to come into Lambeau, Dan. It's going to be a little bit cold.
I'm not saying this is a layup for.
Oh, it's sort of sounded like that the way you're talking.
Pat, let me ask you this. Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals are a really good football team?
Oh, I love Cincinnati Bengals. I especially like the fact that they've had a battle against the fact that their owner hates them. You know.
So you think they're a really good football team?
Who? The Bengals?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What do you fucking mean? What do you mean they're a good football team? What are we even talking about?
So who's the last team to beat the Bengals?
All right. So a couple weeks ago.
San Francisco 49ers.
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns, yeah, but they rested, right? Didn't they rest their last game of the season? Yeah.
Huh.
Hey, where's your ESPN stat with that one?
Where's that ball, dude?
Oh, you got one of these? You don't. Okay. That's why we're able to. What's that? What was that face all about right there? You just made a face about my title.
Continue.
Anyways.
Everything having little, huh?
Everybody. Okay, no, that's not true. Everybody is good at football right now. Okay, and congrats to the Bengals, by the way.
Right, but congrats to the Bengals and Joey B. But the 49ers, and then like the 49ers defensive line is playing as good as anybody in football. Like, is it as good as anybody left in the playoffs? That defensive line is phenomenal right now. And so
They need Bosa, though, right? Doesn't a lot of it depend if Bosa can play or not?
Yeah, for sure. Well, and Fred Warner, their linebacker. So you got to anticipate, or just see what happens with Bosa. Yeah, if Bosa doesn't come this game or play, this game is drastically different. But it's just a difficult matchup for San Francisco, or for Green Bay. I mean, we needed two out of this world throws from Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
The Packers did for them to beat the 49ers.